Okay, the time is 9 o'clock and we will convene the Public Works Committee meeting for Tuesday, March 18th. Roll call, please.
Chair Childress,
Yes.
Vice Chair Zay,
Here.
Member Desart,
Here.
Member Galassi, Member Garcia,
Here.
Member Ozak.
Here.
All right. Just a quick note, yesterday, I did get a call from, a constituent. She wanted to post her survey. This was in the afternoon, and the survey is closed at 9 a.m. yesterday. So I do want to apologize to the community that was not more specific that it would close at 9 o'clock on the 17th, because I don't think we ever gave a specific time. With that, are there any public comments? No public comments? The chair will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We also would like to approve the minutes for the special call.
So moved. Second.
Tuesday, March 4th. Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We'll drop down to budget transfers, 25,745. Public Works, the chair will entertain a motion to accept the transfer of funds from the building improvement to the capital contingency for roofing replacements due to issues discovered during the inspection in the amount of $422,000. It has been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Claims report. Chair will entertain a motion to accept payment of claims for Public Works and Facilities Management.
So moved.
25,746. It has been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any opposed? Any all in favor of?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Then we have a joint purchasing agreement, 25,747. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation for the approval of the contract of Kaplan Liquid Solutions to furnish and deliver one camion liquid de-icing application equipment for the facilities management grounds for a period of November 30th, 2025, for a contract total not to exceed $18,932.
So moved. Second.
We properly moved to second. Any discussion? Any none? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item up, PWP 325. The chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation for the approval of the contract purchase order to First Choice Vac Solutions for Public Works for the period of March 22nd, 2025 through November 30th, 2028 for a total contract amount not to exceed $60,000. Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
And properly seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation of 25,748. Recommendation for the approval contract to Whipfly to provide accounting services and support related to the pursuit of federal renewable energy tax credits.
Did we do 7A
Yeah,
or
no,
9A?
where are we?
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back. The chair will entertain a motion to accept 25,540, the recommendation for the approval of contract sergeants, equipment and repair services for 3 custom-built Vector Station roll-off dumpsters for Public Works for the period of March 18th, 2025 to November 30, 2025, for a total contract amount not to exceed $23,691.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now we'll go back. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation 25-748. Recommendation for the approval of Whitfly LLP to provide accounting services and support related to the pursuit of the federal renewable energy tax credit as part of the Inflation Reduction Act 2022 for facilities management for a period of March 18, 2025 through March 17, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $16,370.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have bid renewals now. Chair will entertain a motion to accept 25-749. Recommendation for the approval of Kimra Water Solutions for liquid ferric fluoride for the Knollwood wastewater treatment plant for a period of April 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $30,000.
So moved.
Second.
This is the second of three option renewals. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Next item up is the chair will entertain a motion to accept
So moved.
FMP 1225, the recommendation for the approval of a contract to Advanced Boiler Services, Boiler Control Services to provide boiler audit testing, tuning, training, time and material at the power plant for facilities management for a period of April 10, 2025 through April 9, 2026 for total contract not to exceed $70,000, $57.50 per the lowest,
Second.
acceptable bid. It has been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation of FMP 1325. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Facilities Gateway Corporation to provide uninterrupted power supplies, prevention maintenance and on-call repair maintenance as needed for facility management and emergency telephone, Systems Board for a period of April 1, 2025 through March 31st, 2026 for a total contract amount not to exceed $36,317.42. And this is the first of two optional.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Chair will also entertain a motion to accept the recommendation. And, oh, by the way, that is DTP 1625 to approve the recommendation of the contract of Vulcan Construction Materials to furnish and deliver coarse and fine aggregates as needed for the Division of Transportation, which is $40,000, and Public Works, which is $30,000 for a period of April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2026, for a contract not to exceed $70,000.
So moved.
Lowest possible bid. Has been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Second.
Now it's been seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, Chair will entertain a recommendation for DTP 1725. Recommendation for the approval of a contract to Ozinga Ready Mix Concrete to furnish and deliver Portland cement concrete as needed for the Division of Transportation, Division of Transportation, $50,000, and Public Works, $25,000 for a period of April 1, 2025 through March 31st, 2026 for a contract not to exceed $70,000 per.
So moved.
Possible. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item up, DTP 2025. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation for the approval of contract K5 Construction Corp. To furnish and deliver ambitious
By 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
I learned that word.
Paving material.
Okay.
Easy for
Two former chairs here.
you to say, I'll tell you that. Paving material for the southeast region as needed, for the Division of Transportation, $120,000, and Public Works, $24,000 for a period of April 1, 2025 through March 31st, 2026, for a contract not to exceed $144,000
So,
per lowest, responsible bid. And this is the second of 3 renewal options. It's been properly moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
aye.
All right. We have our action items, FMP 1425. Chair will entertain a motion to accept the recommendation for the approval of the Sixth Amendment to the lease agreement between County of DuPage and TGA Park 88 for the lease of warehouse space for the storage of DuPage County electronic equipment, election equipment for the county clerk, for facilities management for the 48-month period from August 1, 2025 through July 1st, 2029, for a total contract not to exceed $1,717,934.81.
So moved.
Been moved, properly moved. Is there a second?
A second.
Been properly moved and seconded. Discussion.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, Chair. At one time, we were talking about, I've been here, this is the Aurora facility, right?
Correct.
And I think we toured that together.
Yes, we did.
But at one point, we talked about maybe moving something on campus so that it's less expensive. I mean, not that almost $2 million for 4 years is crazy expensive, but
So let me go,
yeah, even like, I was thinking with the transportation building moving over to the fairgrounds, like, it's not big enough.
No, it actually is. It
Oh,
actually
good.
is.
It won't be ready.
So, and you guys are both right. So this lease, obviously, they've been there for a lot of years. It's the 6th lease we have.
Right,
Price wise, very comfortable. We work with Choose DuPage. The price is, we are definitely below market. So we're comfortable with that. And they're doing improvements over there for the next 4 years. But the thought process would be, it's gonna, as, talked about, the DOT building is gonna take probably 2 to 3 years to get set up. And then that building would be open. And that's part of our
Is it big enough?
analysis. Yes, it is, actually. We've got
okay, when it opens,
so the
remember, it was my
election
idea.
warehouse is 28,414 square feet.
Okay,
The 140 building is 58,000 square feet. Now, obviously, condition matters, and that's what we're gonna be looking at over the next year or two, but you need
Air
this lease
conditioning and-
to buy us time for that building to be completed and be vacated.
great. All right, thank you.
Members A.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Who pays for this?
General fund.
Why doesn't the clerk's office?
It's always been in facilities management budget for all the leases are,
Sorry, Nick. When the election commission was a separate unit of government, it was there. It moved over to facilities when elections moved with the clerks.
how many years ago was that? Probably,
6.
About 6.
Okay. And who pays for for the sheriff's storage of the vehicles?
that would be the general fund as well.
Okay, just want to make sure we're consistent.
And to that point there, we are looking, those are the 2 biggest ones that when the DOT garage moves over, or when we build it over there, the space, because the sheriff storage down in Burr Ridge is 11,317 square feet. Those are probably the largest 2 prime candidates to take over that space, if the building is in a condition to allow it.
If the current transportation.
The current transportation building over there.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Move to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item up is the PWR 125.
So moved.
Intergovernmental. Chair will entertain a motion on the intergovernmental agreement between DuPage County and the Village of Woodridge for reporting and metering reading due to implementation of a fixed-based advanced metering infrastructure system for water and sewer utility billing purposes.
Second.
We're probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Right? Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business heritage gallery discussion.
So if you don't mind,
I'll let
so,
you, go ahead.
so staff had, I know that, this committee and the board is trying to figure out what to do down there. And it's likely, I know the survey just came in, it's gonna be a while before that decision's made. Staff had the concept, they brought it to me and I wanted to bring it before the committee is, would the committee like facilities management to start clearing out that area down there? It's going to take a while. It would reduce the overall cost of the project. And then we will work with the Historical Museum to box it up and do it properly. We'll paint it. But it will allow them the time to basically clear the space down there. We'll likely bring some tables in there in the meantime and do that, but it will take a while and we'll do it as filler work. If the committee doesn't want us to, we don't have to proceed, but it's just an option while you as a committee decide what to do.
Yes.
Thank you. I know that we talked years ago about to do that, we need a professional get the
Yeah.
word,
It's, so every single, well,
what?
Decertification.
No, I don't know. that
no,
that's it.
it's each artifact. There's
Yes.
requirements for each artifact, and every artifact down there, whether they're real, they're not real, they are an artifact, we, the county, are responsible for. We will work with the Historical Museum to make sure every artifact is treated the way that is required by
De-ascension,
the
that's the
ascension,
word,
that's correct.
yes.
And we can't just, throw them in a basement. There are requirements.
That's
It will
right.
take a long time and we will work with Michelle over in the Historical Museum to do it properly.
Perfect. And also, are we looking to give away any of the items, or are we owners of the items that we can give them away? For example, Bill Graham's Bibles, perhaps Wheaton College would want them. Or the family would want them. I don't know. I'm just, or, the opera singer's outfit, maybe his family in Florida would want it. But we can't give it away if we don't own it. I guess I'm asking two questions. Number one, do we own the property? Or is it just borrowed? And number two, are we allowed to give it away?
We
Since
will,
it's county
on
taxpayer
each
property.
and every item, each and every artifact, we will explore what our options are. Whether it's, the family would like it back, whether we've got to explore, and we'll work with the state's attorney to figure out, because we took possession of the artifact. We'll have to go back and trace and see exactly how, what we do from there.
And provenance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jason wanted to add something, but I think he's good.
Family members,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, before we take it down, I'd like to see what we're gonna do with it. I mean, I'd like to see if the historical museum that we own doesn't want it, maybe somebody else wants it. I mean, I hate to see, it is a nice display. I mean, I'd like to see, before we take it down, that we have a place for it to go, just not put it in boxes.
If, and I think that's a great idea. I mean, we have a lot of museums across DuPage County. And we could make those artifacts, if it's legal and proper, after working with the Historical Museum, we could send out an email to all of those other museums to see if they're interested. And I would suggest not only the artifacts, but the exhibit, or actually how we're displaying them.
Display it.
I would, because they are valuable, but it looks like they're not gonna be used as we move forward in any form or fashion. And see if anybody other museum would be interested in doing that. We could transport those. So if it's the will of the committee, I'd love to be able to, we'll work with staff, we'll get an email together to every single museum across DuPage County, listing our artifacts, listing our display cases, and see if they might have an interest in them. And then we will work properly with the officials to do the artifacts exactly how we're supposed to.
Because that wasn't taxpayer dollars, that was a
That's correct.
private donation through a trust that set the Heritage Gallery up, so. Talking to the state's attorney, we want to make sure we're doing everything right, and it's not that gentleman that comes who self-acclaimed himself as the Heritage Gallery Committee or whatever, I don't think.
I have self-proclaimed myself as that.
Well, but I mean, but legally, let's make sure that that we're doing it the right way.
Can I say
So-
something?
Yes.
In regard to that, members A, when that private, group of people put in the Heritage Gallery, yes, it's owned by them, but since they put it into our building, we now own it. It's like a gift. It was a gift to DuPage County. So yes, you're right that it was a private enterprise to begin with, but as a gift to DuPage County, it now belongs to DuPage County taxpayers.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure.
And we will treat it with all due respect.
Yeah, no, I just want to, if we can, if somebody would take it, that'd be great. If somebody took the display and the artifacts and everything, that'd be great. They can take it over.
Yeah, we will
So you'll-
treat the artifacts with
So you'll
respect.
start by talking to the Historical Society. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I have,
Well, I just, and honestly, I don't think we're close after that. I mean, Taylor, again, their last presentation. I don't think bedazzled anybody. I mean, I'm a little disappointed they did it that time. They're working with Wheaton, obviously, and they did a morning and an afternoon or a night one. They did a morning and a night, which I thought we maybe should have done here, but I don't think we're any closer from those presentations on what we're looking at. I
And
mean,
that was kind of our thought too, is, as a step here, we could work with the Historical Museum, maybe break it down, treat everything with respect down there, see if anybody else would like to display it. Facilities will clean it up, repaint it, and we will utilize it. I know there's been a lot of discussion about putting some tables down in the meantime. We can get some use out of it, but it will take us a while to kind of break it down and do that. But if that's the will of the committee, then we'd like to move forward with that.
I think that.
Do we need
I
to
do
vote?
too.
It's consensus.
Consensus, yes.
We have consensus? We have 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
I got you. How many do we need,
Well, I
Not
mean,
on
it's
the-
usually a show
Not
of
on the
hands.
committee.
Not on the committee.
Simple
Not on the
majority,
committee.
so chair, I believe since you have three, you need a fourth,
You,
so.
and
how are
me?
you voting? So that's four.
And starting with the Historical Society, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're
Sorry.
recognized. You're recognized.
But starting from the Historical Society, then you would send out a letter to various.
Are
I
very,
know, for instance, Wheaton College has a C.S. Lewis
Yeah, yeah.
exhibit. I
there's
think that-
actually, I think
the
12
wardrobe of
museums. I think
which
there's
the
maybe
wardrobe.
12 museums across the county, but
So there may
Our-
be interest in various.
our very first call will be our historical museum right here in Wheaton to make sure that whatever we do is done
Yeah.
correctly.
And I just would add, I think it's a great idea to clean it out, to kind of get a more idea of what the space is and what we can do with it. And again, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon to get this done and
Absolutely.
done it correctly. So, I think this is a good step in the right direction, so.
It's more important that we do it right than be fast.
100%.
I think you said that. I was quoting you.
With that, we've got consensus. Is there any more discussion on the Heritage Gallery? Let me decide.
Going back to doing it right, I know that the DuPage Historical Museum has Emily who puts on the displays and she's a history expert, obviously, but I don't think she's educated in de-ascension.
Michelle is.
Oh, Michelle is.
Michelle is,
Okay,
yes.
excellent. I was
But
gonna
we've,
say-
we've had little discussions over the years with that. I mean, if you go upstairs to the historical museum, like above the thing, they have thousands upon thousands of artifacts that they deal with there. So that is our expert that will help us.
Does Michelle, I know that she is swamped with work. Does
Very
she
much
have the
so.
time or desire to do this?
That's the nice thing about doing it you might see zero work down there for 2-3 months, but at least we can get the process going. We will work with whatever their timetable is, and we will use it as filler work as well in facilities management. If a museum in Naperville is like, we really like that display case, we will actually take it there to them. So we'll work it. It's gonna be a long process, but we'll go through.
I was also gonna suggest, since this board approved $150,000 for this project, and only 50 is being used for Taylor, which I don't think we should pay them frankly. But, we still have money to hire a de-ascensionist.
And that's, we're hoping that we can work with them, do it properly, so, understood, if we need it, so be it, but we're hopeful that we can kind of slowly move it forward and do it correctly.
Good, just making sure, you know. Thank you.
Remember you.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to make a comment and, let people know about Nancy Chen's email that she sent to all of us with regard to the, Heritage Gallery. I don't know that everybody received it in this room. I think all the county board members did, but maybe not staff, but
I've seen that one.
oh, okay, great. I just wanted to make sure that you had it and just to say that, going forward, I hope that we will also include her in the content in the future. That's it.
She's on our committee.
Yes. So thank you.
Any other discussion on the Heritage Gallery? Being none, moving to old business. Any other old business? Any new business? Okay, without objection, we are adjourned.